Without trees, where would we be? Without trees, where would country life be? We'd have to breathe the smog and be stuck in the city. Without trees, where would our music be? We couldn't play our banjos and guitars for company. Without trees, what would warm our souls and what would make love cabins and our fishing poles? Where would country be without a tree?
Trees have always been a part of good old country living. So when you're in the backwoods, show your respect for one of the most beautiful things we have. Be careful, because only you can prevent forest fires.
So in the forest, be careful, please, because country songs could not last long without trees.
A public service of this station, the Smokey Bear Program, and the Ad Council.
You're sound asleep, warm and peaceful in that safe place called bed. Suddenly you stir, your instincts responding to the presence of danger. Your eyes open, your mind and body alert instantly. A crackling sound interrupts the quiet, and the black of night reddens with flames. It's a fire. Your home is on fire. You move quickly, gather the children, rush them out of the house. Then you watch, helplessly, as the home you built turns to ashes before your eyes. What you've been listening to is the way an animal feels when you set his home on fire. The forest is home to millions of animals, and every year, through our carelessness, we destroy those homes and lives too. You're the only person who can start a forest fire, and the only one who can prevent it. So please treat the forest like it was home to you.
A public service of this station, the Smokey Bear Program, and the Ad Council. What you are about to hear is a true story originally told by Jules H. Omont, born 1890, Elton, Nebraska.
When I was 5 years old, a prairie fire started near Brewster in Blaine County, burning everything in its path except where enough people got out to whip it out with wet gunny sacks. And when a cow chip caught fire, the wind would roll it for 100 yards or more and spread fire where it rolled. The smoke got so thick inside our sod home that we lay down on the floor so we could breathe. My father had backfired around our haystack and whipped out the fire. But a whirlwind come along and wrapped fire clear around our haystack and burned it down to the ground. Our home survived that terrible day, but I never want to be in the path of another prairie fire as long as I live, and neither do you. So be careful with fire around here, 'cause only you can prevent prairie fires.
A public service of this station, the Smokey Bear Program, and the Ad Council.
Without trees, where would Hank Aaron be? He wouldn't have a baseball bat to make history. Without trees, where would Bill Walton be? He wouldn't have a backboard to bounce off naturally.
Trees do a lot for sports, so do something for trees. Help prevent forest fires.
So in the forest, be careful, please, 'cause every sport would be cut short without trees.
A public service of this station, the Smokey Bear Program, and the Ad Council.
Honeybees and bears celebrate the spring in the woodland, where eagles wing and sparrows sing anything they please. Butterflies float by on the warm breeze. When you strike a match in the timberland, you hold 100 million lifetimes in your hand.
A public service of this station, the Smokey Bear Program, and the Ad Council.
Populus tremuloides, quaking aspen. We have 2.5 billion of these trees in our country, sometimes called trembling aspen or popple or quiverleaf. It grows coast to coast and north to Canada and Alaska. Its shiny leaves quake and rustle in the slightest breeze. It can sing you to sleep and remind you of the lapping of gentle waves against the shore. The Indians and settlers claimed that tea made from quaking aspen's pale green bark could cure colds, fevers, and constipation. It's not a very big tree, but after a forest fire, quaking aspen is the first tree to move in and cover the wounded land. It provides needed shade and organic soil for the trees that follow. Yet isn't it a shame that any tree must cover up man's carelessness? Please, be careful with fire in the forest.
A public service of this station, the Smokey Bear Program, and the Ad Council. In the early 1900s, Vera Williams lived through one of the great wildfires that swept the Nebraska plains. Years later, she wrote,
"Our nearest neighbor came over one hot July day. He lived only 8 miles away, and that was practically the same as if our clotheslines were tangled together. We haven't had a fire close to here for years," our neighbor told Papa. "You better finish that fire break." But before Papa got to it, the fires broke out. We heard grim stories of families being roasted alive in their sod shacks. While the men fought the flames, Mama plowed a 50-foot fire break. The sun was scarcely more than an orange ball in the gathering smoke. It got so dark the chickens went to bed. But then the fire hesitated, gasped, and slunk around us. Mama put her arms around us. "Thank you, God," she said.
Times change, but the horror and destruction of wildfire never changes. A public service of this station, the Smokey Bear Program, and the Ad Council.
Este fósforo es una de las armas más mortales del mundo. Mata a miles de personas cada año, a incontables miles de animales. Devasta enormes extensiones de terreno y destruye miles de hogares. Ataca a plena luz o en la oscuridad. El hombre creó el fósforo. Lo usa en beneficio propio y para su propio dolor. Solo usted puede prevenir los incendios en los bosques. Un servicio público de esta estación, el programa del osito Smokey y el Consejo de la Publicidad.